This is David Williams with Cindy Consulting. In our last segment, we talked about Lawson Requisition Center and the types of shopping. In this segment, we're going to talk about some additional features that the Requisition Center has, which will really enhance the process, and it really gives some great flexibility to what you can do. One of the features, as I mentioned briefly in the previous segment, was using it for capital. That falls in the area of the special service, but you'll need additional accounting distribution, like the activity and the account code, and obviously some additional attachments to support that capital requisition. You can also enter the requisition as a blanket order. A blanket order is an agreed upon sum of money with the vendor over a period of time that can be set up so that requisition is approved for that blanket amount, and then invoices will come in to reduce that over the agreed period of time. You can also use it for bill only, where the item has been consumed. This is especially applicable in healthcare. And then you're just entering the requisition to support that, which will eventually go to a purchase request. Attaching documents is critical, as we mentioned in the earlier segment about, what is needed and what is a requisition. The way I like to look at it is approvers need backup, not only just for internal control, but what am I purchasing? What is the requester communicating to me? Who is the vendor? Do we have a contract? Do we have a quote? Do we have everything to support this request? And so the attachment feature in the requisition is critical. Also, one of the things that you can do in Requisition Center is resolve errors. When you start to check out, if the system says you've got an error, it's probably in the account distribution, something left out, something that's not active. You can resolve it before you release it. You can also modify requisitions before you release them. Once they're released and go to the approver, then it would have to be sent back for additional modifications, but you can certainly modify the requisitions before they're released. It also has a feature for line comments, and also header comments. Typically, line comments will be used to obviously make additional comments that can be attached to documents. For example, the purchase order. This needs to be in compliance with our agreed contract, things like that. It gives you a lot of room to make line comments. You can also copy a requisition. For example, I created a requisition last week that was 15 lines. And I need to create an identical requisition or maybe just some slight variations from that. I can copy an existing requisition, make any modifications or maybe no modifications, and release it and have it ready to be approved. A typical question is, what happens after the requisition is released and is approved? How can I find out about the status of that? There's several ways to do that. You can inquire on the requisition by putting the requisition number in, and the system will bring it up and you can see the status of it. There's a great feature in Requisition Center. It's Requisition Center Statuses. This will give you not only the detail of the requisition, the vendor, if a purchase order has been created, but it can also give you the approval hierarchy information. What level is that requisition? Who does it need to go to next? Or has it been completed through the approval hierarchy? It's typical requesters' questions. Does my request have a purchase order assigned yet? And where does it stand in the approval hierarchy? So this is really two good features. Lawson also has a couple of screens outside of Requisition Center that can be used. It's Requisition Inquiry and a form just called Requisitions that gives additional detail. And you can also use the drill down feature in both those forms to get additional information. In future segments, we're going to be going over in detail what we've summarized in the last few segments about what is a requisition and Requisition Center. So we look forward to going into detail, system detail about those concepts.